I did it on purpose. What's up, people? Welcome to another week of the weekly. I don't know why I was amused by that. Sorry for the late start. It was a late finish to the day because, of course, it would be. Of course, it would be. Didn't I say this last week? Are you sensing a theme? I'm sensing a theme. Truthfully speaking, what do I care? I don't care. The theme is I don't care. So, how y'all doing? Is it cold where you are yet? I haven't got what I wanted out of this business yet. We're in what they call a snow drought. Imagine that. If you know anything about me, you would know by now that, yes, where I would be would definitely be a lack of snow. Even though there's actually a layer, at least 4 inches deep on the ground outside my window. And we are expecting some snow tomorrow. It is, of course, a snow drought, because why the hell not? What does he like? Snow? Fuck that. I ain't giving him snow. Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's my life, in a nutshell. Well, actually, out in the open. Anyway, how y'all doing, people? We're off. As you can see, we've come a long way. We've crossed the day 100. It's 105 days into the one-a-days. For those of you keeping track, actually, I think that's... Oh, shit, I think it's right. 105 planes. What's it like if you actually did this? Keep it up with this massive hoard of goodness that you built. I'm terrorizing myself by building more planes again with bodies instead of finishing them out at the body stage. I'm fucking putting them in there and building them wings and stuff. Like this, for example. My build for the day. As you can see, it looks like it's got horns. It's one of the dual keel, dual fuselage. This is not upside down. It's meant to be done like this. So one of the things I'm always working with is these twin Qs. Let's try that again. Twin fuselage, twin keel designs. They always say both because I don't know what the hell I want to call it. I mean, it is both. For those of you like NASA's like their freedom. It's the freedom in having a W body. It's actually its other name I like to call it a W body. And it does look like it's supposed to fly upside down. The nose, particularly, usually gets beat up a little bit, but in this one's case, I wanted it to be that way. This one flies fairly well. I like this one more than I've liked others in the recent past. So it's gotten some attention. Will it go anywhere? I don't know. Did pretty good today, though. Got a chance to fly it inside. Did fly one time outside. Flown spectacularly and landed on some salt. Doesn't seem the worse for wear. After talking with you guys the last couple of weeks, I'm very seriously considering, like, almost always stall-proofing it, as it were. Taping it all shut so that it, I seem to think that, like, there's two methods of this stuff. Hey, OE, how you doing this week? Good to see you here. I think the taping is probably good. Like, see, you can see it in the picture there. See the pockets forming away from the wings? Some planes like this, and others don't. I mean, for lack of a better term. So, I haven't decided whether or not I want to keep doing that because I've not done it as often as I could possibly do it. And yet, it seems to me like it would prevent so many other things from happening with the designs that I create. Like OE's version, since you're on here, I'm going to bring you up. He just puts a little piece of tape in certain areas, strategic areas, to hold the body down because they're basically the stress points. This is a great idea, of course. And then if you don't have big wing pockets, though, if you don't have big wings, and this plane has a bigger set of wings, God forbid this tape, and the wing pockets, so I'm covering them up with a long strip of tape on both sides, which of course is not so bad to do, because it employs it two ways. It's like, okay, you do add the weight, but you get rid of that pocket, which if you're lucky enough you could reform somewhat anyway, and the stalling, like, it prevents the wind from going back into your pockets. I don't know, the reason why we call it stall proofing, if you watch, like, okay, a lot of people put the wing pockets you can put them top or bottom if you have them. And if you put them in the top, of course, if you're playing stalls, the stalling is of pitch up and then the dying of the air, right? Well, one of the reasons why it pitches your nose back down is once it comes back, the wind starts going and collecting it in the wing pockets. So it forces the nose back down, which of course sometimes helps it fly, but not always. It's not the greatest of things. So you put these in, it somewhat remedies the problem. It can give you a relatively sleek, relatively streaky kind of flight, so you have to watch it. But usually this means once you do that, you have a lot thinner airfoil and you can play with your control surfaces more. Hey Robert, what's going on, bro? Once again, I apologize a little bit for the late start, but it was a later day. Got off a little bit later, got a little bit later dinner. The drive was fun. I suspect the drive tomorrow is going to be even better since it's supposed to be nearing in the snow. But that's just Wisconsinites. I gotta ask this question. I don't know if you guys have this problem driving where you guys are, but do you have a problem on y'all's highways where the stupid idiot bastards stay in the left lane like they're just dumb? Is this like a newer generational thing? Like, does anybody not know common courtesy anymore? Is this why all people driving are assholes? I don't get it. Like, I'd like to think my fellow Wisconsinites are not this bad about driving, because after seeing people up here, I strongly suspect it's the fucking Illinois bastards that have come here transplanted. They get their Wisconsin plates, then they just, essentially camp in the left lane, pissing everybody off. So, does this happen everywhere, or is it just, here? Because, like, I learned to drive down south, and I've been through quite a few states in my time, having visited about 38 of them. And, like, a lot of them have the signs on to say, like, when not passing, pass left lane, passing only, or when passing, going to the left lane, or when not passing, stay in the right lane, whatever. Slower traffic, keep right. However your state and government happens to phrase that sign. But, like, dude, people here ignore the shit out of that because they're just ignorant assholes, I guess, which makes me think they're from Illinois. It could be Wisconsinites, in which case I'm ashamed of you dumbasses. But you're still dumbasses. I don't get it. Like, you think it's... I don't understand if you think it's like you're just zoning out because you're retarded. I don't know if it's because you think it's your right to stay in the left lane. Because, well, I'm going the speed limit, therefore I'm the fastest car. And when you're being passed by everybody else in the right lane. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. It's not your due. Just get the hell out of the way is basically what I'm saying. So, man, dude... Told you once before on this, I'll hate everybody if you drive. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. We could be the best of friends flying planes together, but if you drive, I fucking hate your ass. You will be in my way at one point or another, and boy, I will wish hateful, deathful things upon you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that way. It's not exactly road rage. I just picture a whole bunch of devastating shit happening to you and your family. But anyway. Sorry, that's why I can't, I don't know. Yeah, they get out of the way. They should. I don't know where the hell he's at. You saw him. He's in the... I would love to say that he's in the midst of a move, but let's face it. When is he not? He put, Time to Move. He put a video up there. It was his first video in forever about moving. Personally, I think we should just put videos on him staying in place, because it happens so few. It doesn't happen as often. It's like we'd probably get less videos. Actually, we should be happy that he puts moving videos because they're up there all the damn time because he's moving every 3 months. And he's getting ready for a move that's still not happening in 4 frickin' months. Remember when we were putting videos out? Didn't I put videos out up until the day of or the week of our move? And I'm pretty sure it didn't interfere with our scheduling because I personally did not move the computers up until, matter of fact, if I remember correctly, one of our shows at the end of July was with me on the floor, although you couldn't tell. See what I'm saying? I'll be here. You know what I mean? But Mr. Nomad over there, he might as well do it from buy yourself one of those Channel 4 Action News vans with the satellite on it and just do some shows while you're moving because none of us would be surprised. For real, be the dude in the van in the left lane doing a show in my way. That'd be perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Get the fuck? Oh, it's NASA's with a show. All right, fine, stay in the left lane, but get out of the way. I would like to think that he'd actually move out of the way. He's been in enough accidents that he knows better, but I don't know. I just found it funny. Oh, look, another moving video. They're moving them damn planes. I don't know. Like, it's just funny. It's funny. It's funny. Damn it. Damn, it's funny. Anyway, so back to this thing. So, wow, it spins. Let's play Spin the Plane. Landed on you guys. Anyway, my W body here, my twin keel. So I think it's pretty cool. We were talking about the taping down, which is well on its way to tapering and stuff. Yeah, it works pretty good. This thing, you saw me just do it, so it's never been flown with the taped up wing pockets here. So I'm gonna throw it in this room here. One of these days, I'm actually gonna give you a little preview of what this room is like, so you kind of got an idea of how I'm throwing it when I throw it that way. You guys understand that way? Okay, if you the layout for you the viewer, okay, if you see my lines here, which is the only real point of reference you've got, you see my lines, that's heading towards where my window is, which the window is right there. What the hell? That was weird. Anyway, you got it. Yeah, just a burp in the system. It's really weird. Anyways, so the room goes the other direction, buying land. Why does everybody want to buy land? I'd like to tell it from the younger generation. Like, NASA's talked about it. Powell, you're talking about it. Like, Gent was talking about this, I think, a while back, and I just wondered, like, well, actually, I can't remember if Gent was talking about this or not. Somebody else I know was talking about this, too, and it's like, what are we living in, the 1800s, the 1700s? What the hell is this with this buying land? I mean, good God. Don't you think it's about time we should be giving land back to Mother Nature? You know, not tearing shit down so we can build shit up? Oh, God. I'm sorry, I'm not ranting at you people that want to be doing that crap. It's just like, sometimes it's like, running out of trees anyway, but people want to buy up more land, especially freaking churches who just do not give a rat's ass about God's creation, as long as they build the biggest house of worship they can, because apparently he can't hear, see, or feel you if you don't have a giant parking lot and an even giganticer building. But I'm not going to get into that right here and now. Buying land. Dude, I'd like to buy a house with land already, so I don't have to worry about taking up land that I personally consider valuable, but in a way that you can't be bought. You see, this planet's going to end up becoming, I don't know if you guys are Star Wars fans, you ever heard of this place called Coruscant? Like, the entire planet's a city? I eventually think, like, Earth is going to be like that, and ain't nobody going to be happy until it looks like that. And then where you freaky people going to get your land at then? Like, you're going to go under the water? Oh, no, wait, I can't remember. Coruscant has no water, because it's all just skyscrapers and shit. I don't know. I ain't no Star Wars. I mean, I like it, I watch it, but that's my limit of liking it, so it's like, I'm not building an X-Wing. Oh, son of a dick. I don't need that paper right now anyway. Anyways. So my room, this way. Okay, I got the room over here. Let's say that wall's the hell if I know feet away. Like 25 maybe. So if I throw it, like, I know NASA's had been to my old place, so he knew when I threw it, like, straight ahead, which would be straight ahead. Now, it's like 3 feet away, I've got a wall. It's a closet over there, planes. Yeah. 3 feet behind me, well, 5 feet behind me or some shit. I don't know. Wall, no planes, right? Well, they're hanging up back there. This way, long distance away. But I throw some stuff over here, it's like going, and NASA's, if you notice, it's going to be, you know, long distance away. It'd be like going towards a sliding glass door. If you have dogs, I get it. You know, I mean, like, there's reasons for it and stuff like that. But still, when you put it to buying land, it's like, don't buy a new piece of unused land. Go get something for somebody else that, like, is some rich bastard that don't need it. Like, I'll buy land because I won't buy land. They're like, why, you going to build a 3,000 square foot house for you and just your wife? Because, like, oh, we entertain people. No, you don't, you asshole. Nobody likes you. God. Yeah, all your friends are, like, sycophants who just come over there wanting some of your money. When they don't give it, they leave your ass. Like, oh, he's rich. He might buy me a car. Oh, he won't? Well, fuck him then. That's basically what that is. I mean, I look at all my rich friends that way. Oh, wait, I don't have any. See, I have friends. I don't have them kind of bastards. They would like buy land. Oh, buy land. Yeah. No, I'd like to buy land and take it away from them. It's like Illinois bastards that like to buy their land around a piece of water. What me and NASA's were talking about, if you remember this, about a year ago. I'd like to take that piece of water that they got and then have enough money to, like, take some dump trucks, put it out there on some barges into the middle of the lake, build an island and build this big, nasty, dog-acious house in the middle of it. It's like chartreuse and polka dot purple. And just, like, never use it, but sit it and make it the biggest, blockest, ugliest piece of housing that was in the middle. And then, like, you know, just like, there, you have to stare at that, you dirty rat filth bastards. Anyway, I'm done with this. Anyway, let me fly this plane. And as expected, it flies straight because I taped it up. So that was what was going to happen. You knew that. So we do need lands for planes. I get it. I mean, we always talk about, but see, that's the thing. We were like, we can go to a park and stuff like that. And yeah, I get it. When you was a kid, I mean, I don't know how all y'all are living right now. When you was a kid, you come home from school, you do your homework, you go outside, you throw planes in your yard. So anybody, all of us that have a house, you can, like Pal, I know you do. You got the videos. It's like, you step outside, you go throw planes. Boom, yeah, right. Okay. You don't like having trees, but damn, trees. Big-ass plane enemy, aren't they? So it's like, yeah, I want to cut down all the nasty fucking trees. Well, I can't do that because I like trees, but if I cut down trees, I get paper. Ah, man. It's like, yeah, you know, you get it, positive, negative, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, I don't know. 370 years of breathable oxygen. Who the hell did that calculation? I mean, are they saying at the rate we taking it up? Are they contributing to the fact that we're eating into it with CO2? And are they contributing to the fact that we can actually make our own oxygen, but which we can't have pure oxygen? The thing, that's always the problem is when I always talk about, like, if you go to a school tank, you like breathe the oxygen, you're breathing pure oxygen, which is not what we do when we're breathing sitting here right now. And so if we're going to create breathable atmosphere in a tank or whatever we need to be able to survive, if we run, God forbid, the atmosphere out, it's going to have to be, you know, a artificial atmosphere and so on and so forth. And why in the hell did we get on this topic? My bad. This is my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, man, Pal, you and NASA's need to hook up because y'all seem to be doing it for the same reason. And it scares me to think that, like, you two, like, okay, between the core group of us right here that like to talk with each other, it's like you two and then us five, so on and so forth. I don't know, however, but they're on the average. So, like, say it's like 7 of us. So 2 out of every 7 people apparently want to buy land, a huge piece, so you could, like, get people off their property, which is just scary when it comes down to the 370 million Americans are there. And then the 7 billion people on this planet. If it's 2 out of every 7, I don't know the fucking ratio. Let's just say it's 1 billion out of every 7 that want to buy pieces of land because they want to, like, people on their property. It's just fucking scary. Like, I'm going to go buy that mountain over there. What you think? I think you're a dumbass, but I'm not really, I don't know. This shit like that is why I always say that I hate people. Because people don't consider other people. That's just very inconsiderate. Just, you know how it is. Speaking of moving, yeah, he's still on lockdown. 2 months. 2 fucking months. I'm going to start putting that in this little line right here. Week 8. Still can't hear of him. We barely got a video out of this boy. So anyway, what we were going to talk about was that plane there. I don't care about land is money and money is land. Dude, I don't look at it that way. Why is that more important? Why? I mean, even the Kardashians don't give a crap about that. And they set the standard for being bastards. I mean, I understand I hate people, but that's what I mean is I hate people. I wouldn't care what other people, like, I ain't buy it for that. I just don't want to take, I mean, what does it matter? I don't know. It just, in the grand scheme, I just don't think it matters. As long as I can fly my planes until I'm 80 and I can't throw planes anymore, then I don't give a shit. So, I mean, after that, I'll be old and decrepit and I don't care. And the rest of y'all are on your own. So, do with it what you will. I'm hoping I get to be a brain in a jar and I get to talk to people and say how wrong you are because, like, hey, I remember back in the day there was trees. Y'all can't say that. Because I imagine somewhere down the line that's going to happen because, you know, people. But, hey, maybe there'll be more planes. Or who knows? So, anyway. They are dumb. That's true. Well, yeah, but who like, what is that you say? Who's judging you? I mean, ain't nobody's place to be judging. You just don't care about me. Like, I don't care about people. Fuck people. It's like, I want to fly. I don't give a shit what you think. Is what I do, you know. And I mean, they're trivial to me. You guys are peons. It doesn't matter. Not you guys. I just mean those people. But they're just peons. I don't care. I look at you with your 3 F-150s like you're an idiot. But you know, with like no variety in your life. Why'd you buy it? Because you couldn't think of anything else? Brain dead. So you know, I mean. But I'm not gonna get into that either. Let me not get into that. So yeah, but if they, I mean, like, you got to be one, like, okay, I saw your planes. You don't actually fly into your neighbor's yards too much, do you? OAE doesn't even have this problem. Do you, OAE? You just, because you usually fly park-wise, right? And stuff like that. And see, that is one thing. It's like, if you take your planes to a park, I mean, you think more people will be a little bit more incensed about that because it's a whole bunch of people at the park, right? I mean, or it can be. Not always, but it can be, right? So, like you thinking, if you go and there's nobody there, you're not really interfering with anything. Well, if they got a problem with me throwing paper in my yard that I come to pick up, then they got bigger problems in life. And really, I just don't care. I mean, I literally, that term, I could care less, this literally means I could not care less because I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go over there, get my plane, go back in my yard. I may throw it out of your yard. So what? Well, like, I mean, and some planes, it's like, the other part of that is like, when we fly ours, some of them are so damn unpredictable that you just don't know where they're going to go. I mean, yeah, you've got a thumbprint idea of where they're going to go, but seriously, it's like, if it flies off, way, you know, like, gets wind, it goes way the fuck down there, you don't know. I mean, like, it could be in 3 neighbors' yards. It's like, okay, well, I didn't know it was going to go there. You got a problem with paper? Then get back in your damn house. God. It's like, you don't care me throw my plane flying around of its own accord, landing in your yard. The paper boy throws paper on your yard at will with a little bit of maliciousness because he's got to launch it to get it in there. I don't see you yelling at him. Is there a paper boy anymore? Do they do that shit? Or do they throw tablets at your house now? See, I don't even know how this works because does anybody read the paper? Do they make papers? I don't even know. I mean, obviously there's paperwork because that's how we can make paper planes, but it's like, no, don't we live in, it's 2021 now, right? Why the hell are we not completely digital? What? Oh, that's right, because you people keep buying land, so we have to keep planting more trees in different places that are crowding other trees, so y'all can just build this wide open area for money? I don't know. Whatever. Reasons. I don't know. I don't see it. I can understand being alone and shit like that, but I mean, there are times that I like, you know, just like my little cabin in the woods is surrounded by trees because it makes it harder for me to be spotted. I don't care if I can't spot people. I don't want to be spotted. That way can't nobody do anything. I'll have a little clearing somewhere, but again, it's not like something I'm going to create. I'm just going to find one and use it. But in the meantime, I got my own yard. It's pretty big. There's trees in the way. Don't care. I'm going to have to live with them. See, that's the thing. And, like, your perspectives change as you grow up. Because, like, when you were a kid throwing in your yard, you just sit there and yell at a tree like, damn you, tree. Give me my plane back. When really, I mean, and then you get a little bit older and you realize, man, if I throw a football at it, I might be able to get that thing down. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Heck, I can climb that tree. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And if any of y'all play golf, and don't even bother to play golf ball retrievers, that shit works, man. I highly recommend investing in a golf ball retriever. And if you don't like the way that sounds, call it a paper airplane retriever because, dude, them things are solid. I have saved so many planes in the last 25 years with a paper airplane retriever. It's unbelievable. I mean, like, dude, they come in so handy. Sometimes I get tired, like, going back up on the roof and going back up on the roof and getting on the roof quickly before the rain hits in. But that paper airplane retriever, boy, woo, you get on a nice little step ladder. Sometimes a stool comes off your roof. Sometimes you can get out of a tree. It just depends on where it's at. But always have, like, a ball. Never use a baseball. Don't use a softball. Typically, if they hit the plane, they die. and it's a smaller target. You want to use a football because usually, unless you throw like my grandmother, usually you're more accurate, believe it or not, with that because you don't have to like heave it with everything you got, and you don't have to hit the plane directly. You hit the branch that it's on, and it usually comes down. We use the basketball. Basketballs work too, but you can't throw them as good. What new aircraft? That one that I was talking about there, that one that I had. I'm sorry. That twin keel W body thing that I was throwing around here. Had that. I got this other one too. I don't know about this thing. This thing was alright. I don't know what made me do what I did with it. Like again, putting these strakes up here. That's pretty good. It's not bad. It's also really big winged and a little bit bent for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, Hong Kong. Anyway, basically this is a technology test bed, so the body was neither here nor there. I didn't care. You know, like, I don't know if you guys do this, but if you build a technology test bed, you're basically trying to test out a certain specific thing. So you really don't care what the rest of the plane looks like, and hence what the problem with this one was. I mean, yeah, I need to maintain some kind of shape or else I'm not going to find anything out about it. So obviously I wanted to test out these strakes, and it kind of worked, except of course the wings kind of... No, but this sucker flies! This sucker flies! They're medium to long range. Kind of like what we were talking about last week. I really don't build... Everything I try to build is like long range. Even my short range, like goblins and stuff, I try to work with and see like, I can make this thing go 5 yards longer. What can I do? I'm always playing with them. So, like, my range is steadily, like, it used to be like this. Now it's like this. Gotta keep working it out towards here. I don't know why. I'm fascinated with it. But I mean, like, again, what draws me into it is seeing... My thing is always seeing my creation glide through the sky, okay? And whatever you guys use to fixate on your plane. I mean, it's obvious there's some people out there that, like, their plane's looping and looping and looping and shit. Or, like, I'm going to throw it and it just comes back to me because, wow, that's cool. That's handy. And it is. I mean, to a degree. But I like seeing it soar for, you know, like, quite frankly, I think I would laugh hysterically like NASA's did if you, like, catches a thermal and goes out of sight. I've seen a couple of those do that, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I know, right? And now I'm beginning to think it's a little bit of propaganda and one-upsmanship in the case of our respective aircraft manufacturers and our governments, because seriously, like they were talking, like everybody, America likes to talk to the Raptors 5th gen aircraft, and well, it's like, what are your qualifications for being a 5th gen or 6th gen aircraft? And it's like all the things the F-22 has. So basically the F-22, because again, we all know that there's like 5 other aircraft in this world that do exactly the same thing. But you're going to consider the Raptor one step above. That's propaganda. That's American propaganda. I'm just pissed off the F-23 lost, so I'm never going to give it that much credit. That's just me. Hey, I played a rousing game of Tecmo Bowl last night. It's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's all great. I'm glad other people are getting on the bandwagon of developing their own modern planes like that, like OAE does. Speaking of which, OAE, are you still there? Did you do anything more with, like, I mean, like you said, you were kind of like unsparked last week when we talked last. Did you do anything to like liven it up? Did we help you out with some tech last week? Did something you've seen already here? Like, you could be trying, dude, seriously, you could be trying the twin keels or the twin fuselages on yours really easily, since you have 2-inch deep fuselages. There's a lot of play with those. You've got some potential there. I'd like to think you do. But, I mean, no, Raptor, like, again, I've never liked it. I never will like it. It's like the next generation F-16 for me. Like, yeah, everybody's in love with that damn plane. Well, why'd you build a single engine piece of crap anywhere? There's a reason why its nickname is the Lawn Dart. And it can be argued, of course, with, 2,000 of them in the Air Force inventory, 4,000 of them in the world, that, like, yeah, the reason they crash so often is because there's so many of them. But seriously, dude, if you'd have given it one more engine, maybe, just maybe, Although, seriously speaking, like, the last couple of years, we've seen a rash of F-18s going down, and that's kind of scary. But maybe if you didn't have parts made in, like, Mauritius or whatever the hell, some, like, island country in the middle of the Pacific, maybe your planes would stay in the air longer. I don't know. Or maybe you just stop taking crap. Because seriously, have you heard about the tanker? You heard about the the KC-46? Like, the Air Force stopped delivery of them because they're finding problems with them. There's still problems with them. The automated tanking system is, like, malfunctioning. On top of all that, now, like, they found parts in the planes. Like, what the hell? What is that crap? Oh, we just left a wrench here. Who cares? Just spanner over here, a hammer over there. So it rattles around on a roll. Who cares? You wonder what the noise is. Jesus. It's so stupid, man. Well, is it because, again, is it because you're in a little slouch? I mean, didn't do anything for you? I mean, we're here. If we do a little bit of tech talk. Oh, man, I didn't write it down here. I can change that, though. If we did a little bit of tech talk, it could be a little bit more than that. I mean, again, it was something we were saying from the last time. I was hoping that something would come to you. I've never done it on the fly before. I wonder if it takes. Anyway, woo, look at that there. See, wait, it's right there. Look at that. There it is. Anyway, like the little bitty things that we're adding onto it, the taping, or like I was trying to like lure you in with, like, see if you could do a double fold in your fuselage and see if, like, I know it's going to make you like have a lot less fuselage, but it's not going to give you any more wings, so it's like a counterbalance. And it is a little tricky to do those because you have to make sure that, like, you keep it down to longitudinal axis, or else the plane has a tendency to get squirrely. I used to remember somebody, they cut rudders into them only on the upper peaks instead of like the lower keels, to try to control how it fly. I don't know if that works. I really wish I still had my wind tunnel. And we really sought to build us a wind tunnel. That'd be cool. Free tools. Yeah, that $25,000 hammer doesn't look like such a... It looks more like a deal now if you could just find one floating around the plane. Dude! There's a hammer in my hardware store that costs $650. This is a hammer. $650? No joke. I'm going to take a picture of it. $650 for a hammer. Okay, A, does the government buy their hammers there? B, the hell am I going to spend an extra $630 on a hammer for? My $20 hammer is, actually, I'm already bitching about it costing that much. Works just fine. And does all kinds of nifty shit. It's anti-vibe. It's a 20 ounce. It's got a magnet for holding nails in place. It's got a side and back puller, because it's a claw hammer. It's a framing hammer, but I mean, like, seriously, it's got a thumb rest, long handle, like I say, anti-vibe. Shit works great for $20, which I was bitching about when I bought. And yet, they think they're $650. How many of those do you sell? Seriously. Because we are not exactly in rich man carpentry special out here. Like, yeah, I got deep pockets. Why not? Let's see what a $650 hammer does for me. I guarantee you if I used my hammer alongside that one, I will feel only the slightest bit of difference. And sure, those bastards say, like, your elbows will thank you. Yeah, well, the 25 years of tennis playing say my elbow doesn't give a shit. Yeah, I can't understand it either. I think that's actually one of the cheaper ones in the line. I don't remember who makes it, but you can damn sure bet I ain't going to use it on my weekends. Now, hold on with me a minute. Bear with me. I'm going to keep you on the line, but I'm going to go get these... fuck it. I'm not going to go get these planes. I was going to go get them, but I don't give a rip. I figured it'd be a stupid intention. I could just grab more around here. So anyway, yeah, a couple of those new designs that was working, and like I admit, there's some of the other ones that I had there, the bodies, I was just all I was doing was just making like stupid shit. This, I want you to know, anybody counting NASA's, I'm looking at you too. This did not count on my one-a-days. This was just being totally stupid. I mean, seriously, because I thought, like, there was no way in hell I was going to use it. I didn't use it. I'm happy. I'm happy with the outcome. I didn't want to do it. So, it's not crap, but it's... Oh, another one. Oh, yeah, you guys didn't see this one either. This is one of the ones I did. Get that shit out of my face. This one right here, this is another one of the techs. OAE, I was thinking about you too. Like something we were talking about, let's get excited about these planes. Okay, maybe not, but like, try this one. Not Diamant, although maybe you want to build a Diamant eventually. This one's cool. This one's part Wyvern, well, mostly Wyvern, but I haven't finished this one yet. I haven't exactly figured out how I wanted to integrate some of its packaging here, so this Wyvern is incomplete, but it is a Wyvern. This thing I built 2 days ago. New tech. You were asking about it, like a new design. It's not exactly a technology demonstrator. I did think of OAE when I built this because it's got there's like a piece of tape here and a little piece of tape here to hold the wings down because the wings were really poofy otherwise. And this is what I was calling the... That's cool. I mean, you know, you're in the line. You do, you know, shit. It's not like you or I or anybody on the show has not built their fair share. So, I mean, it stands to reason you could be. But like I said, I like to think any of these shows that any of us do gives each other the ideas to put something else on. In the case, this one here is the one I was talking about that you may have seen, the zero weight fuselage we were talking about. So basically, I don't know why they always turn out for me to be Delta Diamonds. Yeah, it's as big as it looks. I mean, yeah, it's pretty large. So in other words, I don't know why. I guess it is a technology demonstrator because I like to make more planes this size than I like to make this size. Unless they're fighter bombers. This is a good fighter bomber size. It's 9 3/4 inches long, and I'm not just bragging. And 5.5 inches wide. I'm still not bragging. And OAE, be proud of me. It's about 1 inch tall in the back. Ooh, it's 1.25 inches in the back. Look at me. But I don't know if you can see this. It tapers off to the nose to 1.5 inches. That there. Here, I'll hold it this way for you. You can see it to nothing. There is no tip up there whatsoever. There's no fuselage under that. So, the zero weight fuselage is just that. Like, I taped it here as well, so you can't see it. And there's 2 staples up there because there's no weight. Okay, it didn't work out that way, but the point is, like, if you take a standard one, like you bring that one together, right? These folds that you come in here, and typically when you fold, you know, your keel has it where the center of your keel, those folds meet at the center of the keel. Well, I don't do that on this one. They would actually, in this one's case, they would have stopped right here along the wing fold. Because again, the theory in these being that the glidability of the plane isn't affected by any extra drag or any weight that would be in the fuselage. It's there, basically, for stability purposes, to act like another rudder, but there's no weight up here because none of the folds in the front meet themselves inside the fuselage. All of these are in the wings, which is why the staple is there. And there's a little piece of tape here just aft of the center of gravity to hold that wing onto the lower wing up into the upper wing. Again, I don't know why these turn out to be... Every time I do this, a lot of times they turn out to be a Delta Diamond. You can do it with any plane, but a lot of times they turn out to be the Delta Diamonds. So anyway, I played with these a lot, and I did get a chance to fly with this one and this one. Yeah, they glide really good. A little bit down because, like, the down angle with the slant of the fuselage is severe, but not bad. This is just basic crap. I mean, I would never count this. As a matter of fact, this may be a 15-second plane, but it looks like it because I can't get the folds right. But I mean, this is just crap. Again, did you build one of these when you were like 3? Because I did. Pissed off how it flies. Yeah, it's funny. Is like that one. Someone always is able to build it better than you. You ever notice that? And like everybody, like I've taken my planes out to people, and like Robert, you know, you like this one, but like I've taken this one out, and everybody's like, "Dude, that thing is amazing. How the hell did you build that?" You know, because it looks cool. And I can build plenty of these that like look as cool as all shit. But that one, I mean, like I've built a few of those in my day. Hell, a version of that was actually the jet streak back in the day. But it's like somebody is always able to build a better one. And the reason, it's like so frustrating because I can spend time on that and build it as sharp as, fingernail sharp and everything as I can about that, and yet they still kick my ass, and I don't understand why. Why is that? What the hell is that? And, let me clarify this too, by the way. Oh, you were saying your fleet will probably be about the same? You mean like the test fleet, the current fleet that you have? I mean, it's great to have stability. Sometimes you just don't need to build anymore. I mean, if you were doing the one-a-days, I would have highly recommended, unless there was a tech that you wanted to see on a working body right away, I would have recommended to you, like, okay, perhaps you, of all people, should be one that just decides, like, okay, I am not going to build another bird. These are just going to be bodies so I can have them in the wrap, Because you could, dedicate, like NASA's was doing, and have, this month, Vulcans. Next month, scimitars. I mean, anything. I pick up next month. Omni-wings. Next month, cadets. I don't know, but it just build the bodies. Think about the techs. You can reference our tech sheets, right? You could use the tech sheets, and just try some of these things that we're talking about. So, I've still got it. I've still got the Pink Widow. Where's she at? I still got it. I did the weighting thing again. I didn't taper it all yet, because again, I want to get some tape like you got before I put some really good shit on here. I want to get some dark gray tape, either that or paint this. I can't believe I made it blue or pink. Because I've got some tape that I was going to use, and what I thought about doing was I thought about grabbing some of that. Remember the black diamant that I had over here? Oh, I still got it. Kept it nearby. Remember this thing? I was actually thinking about taking this paper and then putting it and transposing it in some places on here, so it's it serves 2 points. There's actually some extra skin on the plane, and then but also extra skin, extra weight, extra structure, but it also would change its color, as well as making it look like camouflage. Because I would do, if you watched me build this on the show the other day, I had the internal, so there's an internal structure here that's a rough kind of what there's inside this. I would do the same thing with that in black on the outside of it, so that it would be the exact same kind of structure, just to the inside, but it would end up looking like a camouflage, and it would end up looking cooler because it was black instead of pink. I can't believe I built this pink. Breast Cancer Awareness Widow. I still have the other one too. I can't decide what to do with the Huggies bird. I'm going to call it the Huggies bird because I used it with the Huggies there. I haven't put it together yet because I knew I wanted to make the Widow. So now that I've made the Widow, this one's kind of the hell, man. I know with a standard wing and a standard plane, tailplane, it just kind of doesn't. It's not as appealing to me now anymore. But maybe if I did some cardstock and reinforced like I did the other one and stuff, maybe it'll be, because at least this one's gray, and white and gray and white. So, either way you got it. There's potential. I've still got work to do on them, but it's because it's such a time structure. I'm trying to decide how I want them to be. What kind of plane I want them to be. What I'm looking for out of them. So. I'm a little bit of NASA's in that way, especially with something like that, because I know I could do it again, but I didn't use a template. I freehanded that one, so I will never be able to build the other one exactly like that. So I don't know if I want to, do I want to do what I just said? Is there something else I want to try? Just nervous how they would end up turning out, so. I know, and again, I would like to do that. I would also like to get those stickers I was talking to you about before, if I could find those damn things. I didn't actively search. I should actively search. Maybe I'd find them, but what a piece of rip. That thing sucked ass. Anyway. Is it tape? Maybe that's why. Maybe, I didn't think, I'm sorry I didn't pay that much attention. My fault, pal. Robert, my fault. But That's exactly what. Ah, man. I totally didn't think about that at the time, but that's probably a good. That's probably a good idea. I didn't think it was tape. I kind of like was gearing on paper, and it's tape, isn't it? Because if it's tape, I can make it any freaking type I want. I'll be a monkey's uncle. That's probably the better idea. So, yeah, it was like the little ones I was telling you about that I actually cut out that were like really, really, really small. And I made the little runway looking thing when I was a kid in my bookshelf, and I landed all my die-cast planes on. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely look into that then. There might be some money I would spend because I definitely want to get something like, I mean, at the time when I did it, I didn't have these yet. These always trip me out. I got these when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys know these. These are called, you've seen them on a show before, like a long, long time ago, but me and NASA's were talking about them. But this is the, from the Ertl First One line. You can find them for sale, and it's funny. I like, shit like this is the reason why people online are idiots and like fools with money are fools with money. Just so, because like seriously, see these for sale online, and like I'm pretty sure I bought these for $7 a pop. And I mean, I understand that actually Ertl is a company. Like my uncle actually worked for Ertl for a while, and they're built in Dyersville, or they're like designed and constructed for the some part in Dyersville, Iowa. Right? They make a lot of farm toys, but for a while they made the Force Ones here, and like I had a bunch of them. I don't think I had the complete line as a kid, but I had a lot of them. Right? A10's my favorite, so of course I've got like 3 of these. They're pretty goodly detailed for a plane this cheap. They could be better, but again, you're not paying Franklin Mint money. And that's what makes me laugh, because if you try to go find these fuckers on eBay, everybody says, oh, vintage aircraft made of die-cast metal, selling now for $39. The fucker is not worth 40 fucking bucks. I don't understand people, but then again, if you've got nothing better to do with your money than to buy a piece of junk metal that made in China, you go right ahead. I don't get that at all. I wouldn't give you more than 10 for these. I will have you know I did buy these on eBay because I had to, because I lost my entire collection before. I actually got a better collection after buying these on eBay, but I bought them 20 years ago and they were still at 10. I thought it was a little steep at the time, but I was like, well, people are fucking idiots, so let's watch more idiots. Sure enough, like I said, there's a bunch of these. $40. Like, you got to be kidding me. Have you seen a Franklin Mint plane? Some of the cheaper ones are $40, and the detail in them is like, oh my god. The cockpit raises, missiles will like drop and shit, although these do have it, but they're really cheap plastics that can break. The markings are hyper accurate. There's a few stickers that it's a crapshoot of whether they're accurate or not, and while they do have folding gear, the gear is able to be tucked up. The pylons do work. The A10's got a shit ton of them. If you use the gear too much, you will probably end up like wasting them. Now again, probably true on the Franklin Mint, but you don't mess with them that much because that's like a plane you look at. This is like, it's a close approximation to an A10. At least it's the best that the Chinese could make. This is the problem with eBay people. They think their shit that was made in China like 20 years ago is worth a lot of money. It's like, yeah, Chinese plastic. All right, I'll pay $30 for that. The fuck you say? No, that ain't happening. But then again, like I said, I hope there's a ton of people out there getting rich off of idiots that think that's worth it. I'm glad, because I'm not one of them. As soon as the price gets too high, I'm out the door. That's stupid. I got better things to spend my money on, and I got bills to pay. $36 a roll. Damn. Is there any way to get a smaller amount of that shit? I'll look into that probably, because like that's not a bad idea. Just, damn. $30 a roll. Holy dick. That's a lot of money. Well, I know you know because you're like Mr. Taper, so like, if you say it, I gotta believe it. But, I mean, it's like, damn, dude, I don't even, I think the bomber, I got a B1. I think this thing goes for like a pretty good hefty penny online. But like, again, I'll never know it. I didn't cost that much on there. This one's a little chipped. I have 4 of these. Um, I'd get the other ones, but I don't feel like it. They're pretty cool. This one comes with its own stand. Um, and again, you see, pretty good approximation. It looks pretty good. The wings work. So, yay. I mean, shit, it's a B1. Fucking wings better work. But I mean, like, again, authenticity, hyper accurate. If you got the Franklin Mint, it would actually have the 2 UHF aerials here. It might have the sniper pod located down here that they all have. The bomb bays would open up. And this one's always teasing about that because, A, it doesn't carry weapons. They're all internal, but it has these 2 little notches right here. It looks like Ertl thought about giving you a bomb bay that opened, but does not. Shit ain't right, man. But, again, I guess I can't complain. The landing gear work, and it's colored in the fact, it's colored in, like, its test, anti-nuclear flash testing that it did in 1976. So, again, semi-cool, but it doesn't have the CMCS. What? You know, I don't know. But anyway, Franklin Mint, take care of all that. And you get your money's worth out of $40. Granted, you might not want to be playing with it like this one, but hey, whatever. That's okay. I thank you for showing up. Even if you didn't talk, that's fine. I'd like to think that maybe you just be, like, you know, building something in the background. Or again, like, if you could just get some ideas. I know I've kind of been deigned to talk about that so far. I mean, I did kind of like mention the tape. Nothing you haven't done already. But the twin keel there, you know, I mean, if you were interested in doing that, or others, I mean, even others, it doesn't have to be. I mean, is there anything like you can think of that like we should together try, or I mean, anything short of building a plane together, you know, I mean. That could be 2. But again, we somehow got to make sure that like we're like almost live. I understand the chat works pretty good, but for a simultaneous build, like if it was to be a OAE SIL or even POW OAE SIL build, first of all, the moment we do that, we're gonna have to come up with a company name because we'll have formed a new company by doing that shit. And I would love to say it's aerospace again because. Like I said, it's one of the reasons why me and NASA's did it. We got together and built one, and then our other company we formed. Oh man, I don't think I ever did that. Huh? Anyway, these like 40-year-old virgins stare off into the distance like things, and I think about like, oh yeah, but I don't think we ever did it for the Beetle, but yeah, it would be cool to have. Like something we all had some input in and see if we can come up with, especially with you guys. I'm kind of scared where like you guys take like we'd almost have to get like actually once you get past 2 people, of course, you need to start using a die as it were, to figure out who's gonna go first on a turn, and then who makes the first call, which is like it could be something simple as the first fold versus the sheet of paper. Sometimes it depends on how you do it. It's again like an agreement of parties involved. Like, do you want to? By this I mean in a joint venture. What you do is like once the agreement is reached on the parties involved in the construction of the craft, you all get together and say like, okay, is the choice of the paper going to be decided by the die roll, or is the first fold going to be decided by the die roll? And then you go from there. Because sometimes your paper is already chosen. Sometimes you're like, we're getting Chinese menu for this one. That's mine. And it's like after that, like you don't care. It just I think it kind of depends on like if you do care if you get that first fold or whatnot. So, and a lot of times I think like I think the 2 times that I've used 3 parties or more in the plane, well, okay, it went both ways. But I kind of would like to go with, I'd like the person who wins the first die roll, say if you use 4 people, the first person to win a die roll decides the paper. The second person decides the first fold. And you just go from there. So, and again, that's why they do that. It'd be like flipping a coin and whoever wins decides the team you're playing with, and then, like the other person decides the field, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, when we need a joint venture, that'd be really cool. Do you guys like? I mean, he's got so many instructables out there. Like using his framework. I guess that probably happens kind of often. You could use you could build like any one of his planes and then use it as a basis for something else that you may taper or something else. It makes me wonder also, like, if you guys, well, okay, this is for you, Pyle, mostly, but like Y13, you guys build lifting bodies and blended bodies. So there's like again like the Pink Widow, there's a fuselage, there's wings, and it's like not folded. So like it makes me wonder if OAE on your count, do they build or have they built? And I guess it's a question. A fuselage, the wings, the canards, and then put them together without folding. Like, was it just piecing the plane together? And I mean, if you're tapering it, it doesn't really matter because you could just use, you're using the tape to hold. I know that as a true piecemeal plane, you could really throw its blended body, the weight of it could be all whacked out. But if you're tapering, it really doesn't matter. And then you can control where the weight goes in the first place, or you can add it as such. Like, I mean, even if it's a clean single sheet. I mean, dude, a regular single sheet of paper, unfolded, anything, ready to write on. If you tapered that and then put, like, say, a penny in one end of it, there's your nose. You just created something that's got a forward and a back end. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were to just copy a body, like this Diamant, for example. If you literally just cut a sheet of paper with triangular wings, a tail like this, and then something to act as a fuselage that acts like a Diamant's fuselage. All you got to do is cut it. You don't have to worry about the folds. As long as you were to have, like, obviously it's got a shape, but if you just put something in here, paper clip, roll of quarters, whatever it was, you would have, your forward end, even though the sheets of paper holding it together were all the same weight, because there's no folds in it. And I was just wondering if that's something you guys might have, maybe you did that, I don't know. Okay, and I thought that. It also made me wonder if that was like the kind of case where, again, something he had mentioned in the past is like, we send him or he sends us planes of his construction, so we get them straight from the source, and or like again, if we did a meetup where we were just trading birds, like, oh, you built this, can I have one of those? That one or something like it, so I have it from the source. Speaking of getting it from the source, SIL did place an order from, actually back when it was Maverick Incorporated, did place an order for 7 aircraft that has never been received yet, I'd like to point out. I don't know. You'd think like, okay, he's really ready building planes, and if he's keeping up with his one-a-days, should be building more planes. Where the hell are my birds? This is an order that has been constant, I think, since May of 2013. I'd have to go back and look in the calendar to make sure. But yeah, I do believe it's from May of 2013. And I do believe I have still yet to see this plane. Or plane 1 from this order. What would make me laugh is if he actually sent me some that are date coded from 2013. And I'm like, damn, it took 7 years to fill this order. And yet that'd be cool, because it's like, wow, I mean, almost as fast as the Air Force works. Doesn't that trip you out? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Okay, the Navy doesn't do it because they use bureau numbers, which the Marines borrow. So their numbered planes are like a 6-digit code, usually starting with a 1, like 154839, blah, blah, blah. It's probably an A6. I don't know, but they use bureaus. But the Air Force, on the fins of almost every bird, and I don't understand why they do this on cargo planes, but they have the little, like the number and the date, which is, again, why I love doing fin codes on ours, except it actually means something. See, they use, the year code that they use is the fiscal year the plane was appropriated in. So, like, even if the plane was delivered, like an F-35 delivered this year to Volk Field here in Wisconsin, right? Because we have started getting F-35s. They won't have 21 on the fins. They'll probably have 17, because the damn plane was purchased 5 fucking years ago. That's fucking confusing. I mean, like, it should just be like with our paper planes. It's just the year built, so you know how old it is. And again, I mean, most people, especially nowadays in the advent of the internet, you can look up all this crap and see like B-52 620042 was in fact built in 62. You know, back in the day when there wasn't any bureaucratic bullshit red tape, planes were built and funded the exact same year. Wouldn't that be a fucking morass nowadays? But no. Nowadays it's like, well, we bought this plane 5 years ago and we're finally getting to field it. Anyway, I always thought that was cool. You know, like, again, like 17-0039. I think that one's out there. I don't know. It's weird seeing some of the F-35 fin codes. But, yeah, I mean, their first flight was like, you know, the end of last year, and yet it's got a 17 on the code. Fuck, I don't know what the hell that... Just, it should be the year constructed, not the year funded. It's just a joke. I guess a nod to the government for, hey, you purchased our plane. Whee! Well, I mean, yeah, a plane without, you know, again, like a plane without vertical stable. When do you consider, this is a good question for you then. Like, okay, if you piece it together off of his design like that, if you make it and piece it together, when do you consider it like, well, do you put, first of all, I should say, when do you put date codes on your planes so you know when they were built? And then the other question, I think it's kind of a moot. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it because I'm pretty sure I've seen some of your planes with it on there. But why I ask though is because like on a plane like that you piece together, do you like, when do you consider it finished enough to give it the code? Is there a point? Is there a level that you get to that like, okay, the wings and the body are on it, boom, it's got a code? Or would it be like, let me finish the fins, let me taper it up, all that, now it's done? That's kind of like going with us and saying like building bodies. You know, like you can build a fold and get it to this point without putting any wings on it. It gets a date code. But now that it's got wings, it's ready to fly. I mean, like, again, I'd said this before and I'll say it again. I usually I put 2 date codes on there because I like to indicate when it was built. And then again, because like some of my planes have sat in Pry-Fly for like 5 years. They've never had the stresses of flight on them yet. So, even though it was built in 2015, I know it's 2021, but they're still not that old yet. Anyway, even though it was built in 2015, it might not have had the stresses of flying until, say, tomorrow when I finish it into a plane. And then throw it. So I'll put both codes on there because it's more important when it was built because the paper is that old. I mean, hell, the paper could be older. And again, we talked about this before, but I don't care about that shit. It's just a matter of when it was built into a plane. The plane is that old, but it hasn't flown for that, 5 years. So no aero stresses on it. I think that's a little bit different. It's fully okay, right? And see that makes sense. I mean, especially for you because you showed pictures, but you don't have too big of a pry fly. Your pry fly is basically planes that are still like you can take them out of the box and still fly them. Because a lot of yours are flat pressed. You build a blended body and it's like you don't have an issue like this where you got, an inch of fuselage hanging down, an inch of fin hanging up and shit like that. You may have fins, but they can be folded and then they're tapered so it's like protected and you still have a blended body. So like your pry fly is a little bit different than ours. Like my pry fly, I might have some that actually have wings, but they're still together just like so. So it's like, okay, you'll have to unfold them, get them ready, probably put the anhedrals on them. In some cases, put the wings on them before they're actually ready to go. So, I mean, again, the same but a little bit different. And I was considering that, like, again, once most of the major folds are on it and it's practically ready to fly, I code it. So, but again, I put 2 codes on there just for me to be able to keep track. Hey, Y13, how you doing, sir? Been a while. Nice to see you stop in. Yeah, so like you guys that are again like putting in the coding, like if you're doing just the simple date coding, again, like okay, you do it when it's complete. Sure, probably the best bet. But I can consider for your sakes, I would still consider it either way. That like, if it was a body and you hadn't even flown yet, but you felt it was constructed enough, if you were to date code it. I'm not one to tell you how you do it. You do it your own way, of course. But either way, I mean, if you were to say your first flight date is your rollout date, so it's like the date you put on there, hey, go ahead. If it's not, oh well, I don't know. Like, I mean, this one. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the Pink Widow out back again for this, but like, okay, so I gave it that date. You saw me give it that date. It has flown, but I don't consider it done yet. Although I don't know where it was I was going to take this. So it's like I don't know if would I have built something more. I mean, I'm still thinking like along you guys' terms where I might actually blended body this thing still, and like I've given it like it's more two-dimensional, right? But I might put a little bit more skin on here, like that black I was talking about, and cover this keel up. Although I don't think I will, because I like having, like you guys, I gotta have something to grab a hold of down here. I can't grab its wings. Grabbing its wings is like, makes me feel weird. So it's pink. It really is. This white, yeah. I made the fool stupid idea of making the breast cancer awareness widow. And, yeah, so I call it the Pink Widow because these are white. You can see the difference. I hope I'm not too washed out. But, yeah, so it's the Pink Widow. Yeah, it looks pretty good. A little bit off. Obviously, I wasn't making it to scale. I freehanded this thing, and I didn't put anything. Like, I was just going by picture memory, and it came out. But, again, I was telling Robert earlier, I was like, I think I'm going to take some black paper and reinforce the skin on it. The structure on the outside, possibly poof it out a little bit more, and then like add something along the spine and the center portions. It's already got that on the inside, but I'm just going to put it on the outsides, both sides, to tone down this pinkage and like stiffen it up a little bit. It's pretty well balanced, but it needs that. It needs the something in the nose that I haven't given it, and of course there's no cockpit yet. I don't know if I'll give it a cockpit. I haven't figured out a guy who can shrink small enough to fit in there yet, so I don't know if I'll give it a cockpit. But it doesn't look right without one, so we'll see. We'll see. What, you don't think so? Not your style, Lee? Yeah, I can't, like, I mean, again, with what Robert does at POW there, like, if he's tapering it, if you taper the hell out of it, the whole thing, or in some of use cases, like you use fiberboard or cardboard, poster board, whatever it is you're using. I mean, sure, if you're building it out of such stiff material, yeah, I might be more inclined to grab the wings. But right now, in this one's case, it's like, you see this, I don't have the security yet, because I haven't decided how I want to skin it, and how I wanted to build the inside. So there's no cardstock involved yet. Will there be? Probably. But I got to watch, my ratios of, weight versus lift versus drag versus thrust. You got to pay attention to that stuff, So I'm not worried about it yet, but it will be more than this when it's done. Maybe it'll change its shape a little bit. I'd like to keep this plan form itself, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think it's going to stick with this, and I'm just going to build on it. So, and yeah, like I said, I mean, if you tape it, yeah, I'd probably be more inclined to grab it. But right now, it's like you grow up with so many of these. If you grow up with these, you're kind of like, like one touch of the wing, and like you're going to spend your next 20 minutes trying to tweak it back to flying the way it's supposed to. So it's hard to pound that out. Years and years and years of that crap. It's hard to pound that out. Can't do it. See, and that's why I don't touch on flying wings. Like, okay, they're great. They look kind of cool in real life and with some of the designs that you guys make. But I'm more inclined to like these, with a set nose and some kind of empennage. I don't really care what that empennage is, although I am very, very, very fond of the Black Widow. God, why the Air Force didn't pick that thing? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, the flying wing's cool and everything. It seems, for lack of a better word, boring to me. I mean, it's just a wing, you know? You don't get to see all the cool nuances and the stuff that everybody goes through to put together a form that you have to take into every little consideration. Like, if you've seen what designers had to go through to look, you know, what they looked for to, like, just putting an F-15 together. And they had to concentrate. They came up with, like, 7 different designs. I have the book on one of them. And, like, they went through 7 different designs where they just stuck on how close the engine nozzles were supposed to be. How much should they leave? And they did study, like, the F-14. Like, okay, it had the beaver tail. So they went away with putting in that little tunnel, which acted as a lifting body. You know, so there was trapped air in there. It made it more maneuverable. The F-15 doesn't go with that. But then they also,
per se.